There is not pixie dust or magic powder in color grading. All those LUTs that they're trying to sell you everywhere suck. Color grading has two sides. You have the artistic side and the technical side. Some people is very good on the artistic, but they don't have the technical. Some people is very good on the technical, don't have the artistic. Color is kind of living in between those two because it can help you save your footage, but it can also help you save your story. Because if people is watching your thing and then colors are all over the place and it's not coherent, people is going to start thinking about what they're seeing instead of what you're telling them. So color grading is important to make the final product. But it also helps you sell your product better. I mean, the easiest example is, for example, the Matrix, when they use a green tint to tell you when you were inside of the Matrix and when not, and then made all the audience feel super smart because, oh, now it's inside the Matrix. And now he's outside. I'm smart. I see the green color. And that's an example of narrative color grading, but you have it everywhere, from Schindler's List with everything black and white, the red dress girl. Those are the things that are in your face. Most of the LUTs that you do on set, most of the pre-grading that you do on set is most of the time thrown into the garbage. That's the truth. That's good for when you're editing. That's good for when you're, when you're doing something with light iron and they have the card on set and they're doing pre-grading for you and all that stuff and you're going to do the DI with them. That kind of makes sense because they're going to control it, they have access to all of that, et cetera, et cetera. But the truth is, it's most likely they're going to throw that away because a movie changes a lot from when you think about it and when you shoot it to when you're at the very end and you actually want to show something. So they're good for reference, but most of the time you're going to work away from there. There was this whole thing about why we need a DIT on set. Well, we need a DIT because we have a red camera and we can color grade on set and da-da-da-da-da. Most of that was marketing and people being afraid because they didn't know how the new camera worked. The truth is, for most productions, you don't need a DIT. You need a data wrangler, somebody who makes copies of hardware. Now, the DIT serves different purposes, like knowing the camera, like helping the camera department. That's a good use. And for some productions, you need color grading on set. You need pre-grading. You need somebody who is maybe going to be doing 4 different transcodings. Like on Star Wars, one of the transcodings that we were doing, besides the stuff for editorial and the DPXs and double copy of that and all that stuff, we were putting the rushes on tablets so people could go to their hotel and check them out. And that was a DIT doing that. It was shot on film. You don't use a DIT with film? Yes, you do. It's a position, it's a job. And if you need it, you have to use it. In my career, I've changed professions a few times. Like I started as an animator, then I moved into VFX supervision, and color, stereography. Most of what I do right now is color and stereo. But I still like to do visual effects for projects that I like or people that I like. And I find that everything that I learn about everything that has to do with image helps me be a better professional. So don't be afraid of learning more, of learning compositing even if you're an editor, because there's going to be that problem that you're going to have that then because you knew about that, you're able to solve. Make sure that you use the term raw the right way, because sometimes people talk about raw, it's like, no, this is raw. It's like, what do you mean? Yeah, we made a ProRes that is 444. It's like, okay, but what did you record on? Oh, MPEG-4, so you converted it. So this is not the raw. Well, but ProRes is better. It's like, yeah, but you come from an MPEG-4. Pixels don't magically appear. So and somebody did it that you don't know how they did it. So if you can work with the source files, it's always better. On the same timeline, I've had 8 cameras from different sources. And there is no trick to match a camera. There really isn't. It's just put your shots side to side and try to match them. Try to analyze the image. See the image in black and white and see how the light is reacting. See it in color. Oversaturate the colors and see how they are reacting. And try to match them closer together. In Transformers Age of Extinction, there's a few shots that are shot with Michael Bay's iPhone. Like he will go with the phone like that, and he'll throw it to the DIT. I'm like, all right. So it's been done. I like to start the conversations of the color palette of the show in pre-production, when I can actually talk with wardrobe, set design, and makeup, and make decisions about what's the color palette that we're going to have in our set. So then our job later is going to be easier. Otherwise, if you have a bunch of white people in a white room with white clothes, try to separate them. And there's like, I don't feel the contrast. It's like, they feel like stuck to the wall. Then you should have painted the wall. So there was a sequence in a movie that I'm not going to mention which one, that had mostly blue lighting. And there was a point when there was a little bit of blood. And the red blood read purple, pretty much. It read purple on the dailies. And then it's one of those things where, yes, you can color grade it. But I was on the set from the very beginning, from pre-production, and we were doing tests of color grading on set and other stuff. So I talked with the makeup artist, and I was like, do you have other tones of blood? Can you make different colors? She's like, yeah, any color you want. We made it orange. So now with blue light, it looked red, right out of the can. No need to mask and color grade. So that's what I mean when start as soon as you can, start talking with people as soon as you can. Talk with the cinematographer, talk with the DIT, talk with the assistant editor. They're your best friends. They're your best friends. They're the people who are going to give you all the information that you're going to use, and they're the people who can tell you if there was any issue, et cetera, especially with the DP. I mean, the color room has to be like a confessionary. I mean, when I was in Spain, I had like one of the biggest DP in Spain at the time. I was doing a movie with him, and it was in the room, just him and I. And in one shot, he came to me and he was like, Juan, let me see if you can fix this because I fucked up, dude. I fucked up. I hadn't slept. I was thinking about other shot that I had to shoot. I forgot to put a light. Help me out, man. And that's the kind of dialogue that you want, because by knowing what went wrong helps you fix what happened instead of reverse engineer it. You know, and you have to protect them. And the most important for a DP when it's going to give something to color grade is not to make it perfect. If everything was perfect, we will not have a job. You know, but it's to give you the elements that you need, the light balance that you need, the color difference that you need. With that, you can create. And go for the most difficult shot in a sequence first. Because sometimes, if you start on the easy shot and everything looks awesome, when you get to the difficult one, doesn't work at all. And all the work that you spend is lost. So if you are going to go for a very, very challenging look, try on the most difficult first. That's it.